Hey guys, it's your best boxing friends. I'm Kelsey. This is Rachel. Rachel, it's time to get down to some brass tacks in the light heavyweight division, right? This, to me, has been one of the better divisions in boxing, especially at the top. Except that we haven't had the title holders. The best guys fight the best. But lo and behold, Rachel, this Friday night on ESPN, we do have two of the best fighting the best. The WBC title holder, Oleksandr Gvozdyk, is fighting IBF title holder Dmitry Bivol. Sitting pretty good there, huh? And also, for you lineal heads up there, Gvozdyk is the lineal champ of the division. That's a title unification bout. It's a pick-em fight for the most part. Like, nobody knows who's going to win. I spent today, part of the day, writing my betting picks piece for bookies.com, and I got to watch each of the guys fight, recent fights. Man, it's going to be a good fight. I don't know who wins. I took a guess at who I think is going to win. You'll have to read it to find out. But listen, this style matchup is awesome, and what an exciting time to be in the light heavyweight division. Can you think of any other light heavyweight fights that matter that are coming up, Rachel?
Would it be Canelo and Kovalev?
Oh my gosh! So you're telling me that the biggest star in boxing, beyond Mayweather and Pacquiao, Canelo Alvarez, is moving up the light heavyweight to challenge for a world title against Sergey Kovalev? That's crazy.
Although I am reluctant to say he's moving up to light heavyweight.
Yeah, he is. Have you
seen
pictures of the guy?
Has some implications that he's a light heavyweight now.
Oh, right. Yeah, because in all the pictures, when you see, and pictures mean nothing, and size in boxing really doesn't mean that much. In all the pictures, if Rachel's Kovalev, Canelo's always like this. He's like, he's like this tall. So it's going to be an interesting fight, I think. I can't wait to see it. I like, we saw, speaking of the fight, Canelo Alvarez and Gennady Golovkin have their blood feud, which is kind of still going on. But Canelo and Kovalev had trained together prior to this, and they just seem so damned cordial to each other, Rachel.
Yeah, it goes to if
I like that.
Sometimes you have or sometimes when I don't know fighters very well, it just seems like, well, maybe they just don't get along with anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like maybe they don't get along with any opponents, but it seems like legitimately there's something between Canelo and Golovkin, and that definitely, of all surprises, doesn't exist between him and Kovalev.
Yeah.
Just meaning that I don't put Kovalev in a category of friendliness.
Yeah. That's a super intriguing fight. Kovalev is, we mentioned the first two title holders. Kovalev's the other title holder. And then the other title holder is Dmitry Bivol, who we just saw fight last weekend on the Zone.
Mm-hmm.
And Bivol is a guy who, when he was coming up, was compared a lot to Gennady Golovkin. I think almost too much so, because once he got up towards the elite contender status, he started fighting guys that were going to be able to give him rounds, and that's what happened. He didn't knock these guys out. He won unanimous decisions.
And I think that's always hard on a fighter when they're compared to somebody really well known early on, and then it's well, if they don't live up to that, then people are oh, when they might legitimately be really good in their own right.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Because Bivol, to me, I think, did we talk about Bivol already on our show, or did we just talk in person?
Yeah, I don't think we
I like
Bivol.
I think that Bivol is a beautiful fighter, but he's not the kind of fighter who's going to lend himself to just attracting the vast majority of boxing fans, because Bivol has one speed, and that speed is really effective and really fluid, and wins him points, wins him rounds, and unless he goes on and goes undefeated for an incredibly long time, like Floyd Mayweather Jr. did, or something like that, he's probably not going to have a big fan base.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe Bivol is the type of fighter who can give the winner of Gvozdyk and Beterbiev, which happens this weekend, maybe Bivol's the guy that can give the winner of that fight some trouble. I would love to see him fight the winner of that fight. I think that would be an excellent matchup. And then what do we do, Rachel, with the winner of Sergey Kovalev versus Canelo Alvarez, especially since presumably, and odds makers say that Canelo Alvarez is going to win that fight and become a light heavyweight title holder. What will Canelo do? What will he do?
I don't know. So I think it's really interesting because we even have comments here on our channel, and there are people who are like, Canelo easy. Kovalev is washed up. And then we've had other people who just think that's ridiculous, and Kovalev is going to be the clear winner.
Yeah.
I think it's just interesting. I don't know what's going to happen in the fight. And then what I mentioned earlier, is Canelo really a light heavyweight? can I put him in this division and start like thinking about matchups and all that kind of stuff? I don't know. It might just be like, hey, let's make this fight, good money, good publicity, and then I go back down and finish clearing out like middleweight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And in your light heavyweight Rachel news, I think there's an important segment of the show that needs to be said. Another potential light heavyweight bout will be between Rachel's favorite light heavyweight, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., and Danny Jacobs, former middleweight contender / title holder. I don't know if he won an actual
But
title.
aren't those both middleweights?
Well, I think the fight, presumably Danny Jacobs was moving up to 168.
Okay.
Well, is it really going to be a 168, or are you going to fight at that Chavez weight of 171 or something like that? That makes it a light heavyweight bout because it's over 168. I don't know. But that fight might be in Texas. And I don't know, if you've never been to a Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight, actually, if you've never been to a Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. fight, the next best thing is Jr. because that's his son. The fans really get behind Chavez Jr. For as much criticism as Chavez Jr. takes on social media.
I will say that Chavez Jr., like Chavez Sr. is always in attendance, and oh my gosh, does he get a pop whenever he enters the arena.
I haven't seen a pop like that since Stone Cold. Anyway, so yeah, I'm interested. In all seriousness, no, the title holders, Oleksandr Gvozdyk, Beterbiev, Sergey Kovalev, Dmitry Bivol, these are all guys that I want them all to fight each other. Even if Kovalev win or lose, if he loses the fight against Canelo and Canelo leaves the division, well then to me, at his age, he definitely has more mandate now, less risk, more necessity to fight those other guys. Fight Beterbiev, fight Gvozdyk, fight Bivol. I want to see all those guys fight each other because those are all very, very good fighters. All of them can knock you out, and all of them are just tough dudes. And we love watching tough dudes fight. If you can't get them in heavyweight, you can't get them at cruiserweight. Next best thing is light heavyweight because those guys are the biggest as they come.
Well, it is interesting because we did before have, who was it, Adonis
Stevenson, who Gvozdyk knocked out.
Right, but previous, like at his prime.
It was Stevenson and Kovalev.
Kovalev
did not fight.
Yeah. And so whenever you have that in a division, it makes it like difficult, especially I think at these like higher divisions, because much like the lower ones, we don't get as much, we don't hear as much, like we don't hear about cruiserweight all the time. The only reason like we're even hear about cruiserweight is because of Usyk.
And because of the World Boxing Super Series.
Right, that took that division. Yeah. So like it's really interesting to get like this division, and I find it really interesting to have like it's really in between, the heavyweights being like they're big guys, but they're not as fast as the smaller weight classes. I think it's really interesting.
The light heavyweight division.
Yeah,
because they're fast. They're usually in shape. Light heavyweight are usually in shape guys that are naturally light heavyweight. Cruiserweight division, often you'll find guys that cut down to cruiser because they don't want to fight guys that are 6 and 7 inches taller than them and a lot bigger. But really, if they were just walking around, they would walk around as a heavyweight. So I agree. It's probably, I would argue, it's one of the better weight classes in all of boxing. I think that welterweight, middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight are the best weight classes in all of boxing for different reasons. But I know what the best YouTube boxing show on right now that you're watching right now, I know what the answer to that is, and that's Real Talk with Kelsey and Rachel. I know that because you're watching it literally right now.
But what if they're watching 2 shows at the same time? Then we just can't guarantee that we're the best.
I'll still go out on a limb and guarantee it. Unless you're watching something where they put like if you're watching a Lee Wiley video and he spent like days and days crafting this piece of art, then yeah, don't compare us to that. But as far as daily boxing goes, we're pretty high on your list. What can the people do to show their support, Rachel?
You can like, comment, and subscribe.
Thanks for watching our show. Come back tomorrow.